Everyone, Rob Sean from Deep Auras with your startup check-in, where we give you a slice of our journey from a fledgling small business to a hopeful, successful IPO. We're working on a project where we integrate a Copilot Studio agent with Bittrex 24 CRM. In order to accomplish this integration successfully, we had to develop our own middleware known as an API wrapper. This middleware or microservice takes in the requests that Copilot Studio can handle and transforms them to requests that the Bittrex 24 API expects. We were able to do successful testing and then deploy to the cloud. This is our deployment pipeline. We do unit testing and smoke testing on our local machines. Then we do code reviews between our peer and the rest of our team. Once we get the approvals and we're confident that our code is as bug-free as we can make it, we push to the main branch on our repositories on GitHub. Then Google Cloud Build automatically detects the Docker file in the main branch and builds the container from that and provisions the resources to deploy on Google Cloud Run. If you're able to compose Docker files pretty easily and you know how containerization works, then it's very simple to have successful builds. And as you can see, that's all our history has. And yes, I'm a little biased because I'm Google Cloud certified, but I think that the amount of time that this saves developers and cloud engineers is beyond substantial. I really like this aspect of cloud architecture, and this isn't just only for Google Cloud. This is on AWS and Azure and all the other hyperscalers. Here is the service running on Google Cloud Run. We decided to call the API wrapper Copilot Studio Conduit. And once we had this up and running and deployed, we are able to track all these metrics right here on the dashboard. Really nice to be able to see uptime and scaling and estimate your costs. Additionally, we got into the habit of making a YAML file, and our YAML file is critical because this is what allows the Copilot Studio to interface with that Copilot Studio conduit. It's important to have really good descriptions and as much parameters that you can for both of your request and your response. This will enable Copilot Studio to properly map out the input and output variables. If you remember from last week, we were having errors because it was attempting to map out dot notation and bracket notation in the variables. So we just got rid of those. Our API wrapper just simply doesn't take in nested parameters, and that is that transformation it makes. Once we're able to do that successfully, it all links up. There are no errors, and we can actually test out our agent and see whether this works. Fingers crossed. So if you recall, our objective is to get a list of recurring deals and do something with that list. I'm going to use next month. So there we go. We have a list of recurring deals, and it's in this really nice adaptive card with a button. And when we click on the button, it will actually take us to the Bittrex deal page, and it is indeed valid. So let's see if we can do some additional actions with this topic. Now, this may fail because this is at the end of our testing or where we're at in our development. So let's see if this works. Okay, it did work, but it's giving us an error code, and this is something that is peculiar that we need to work through. HTTP code 200 is actually a success. It's not an error code. So I'm probably going to have to take a look at that YAML file to see why that response is coming up as an error when it should be successful. And I bet that we have that topic posted. Let's take a look at Bittrex. So let's see our feed. Oh, I guess it's not. Oh, here it is. So here it is. We just did it. It's a duplicate, but because I did some testing earlier, but you can see that indeed it posted this list to Bittrex and it's properly formatted so it all kind of connects together. So what's next for us? Well, we're gonna probably develop this wrapper out or the Copilot Conduit out a little bit more and add other API integrations to it, and we might turn it into a service, and hopefully it will be adopted by Microsoft or at least by other Copilot customers that need these kind of custom integrations. But stay tuned for more updates, trying to build out these Copilot agents and see if we can make something useful with them. Take care, guys.